A newly uncovered botnet called Kimwolf is now being described by researchers as one of the most extreme botnet operations ever observed, quietly hijacking nearly 2 million Android devices across the globe. The scale alone is staggering, but what makes Kimwolf especially dangerous is how it blends massive attack power with stealth, persistence, and monetization. This video is sponsored by Stonefly. More on that at the end of the video. Researchers at Xlab discovered the botnet while investigating suspicious command traffic and managed to preemptively take control of one of its command servers. Over just 3 days, they observed traffic from more than 2.5 million unique source addresses. On a single day in early December, more than 1.8 million Android devices were actively communicating with the botnet's infrastructure. Because residential internet addresses constantly change, researchers say this is likely a conservative estimate rather than the true upper bound. Most of the infected devices are not smartphones, but low-cost Android television boxes and tablets deployed inside homes. These devices are often uncertified, lack Google Play protection, and rarely receive firmware updates. Once compromised, they become ideal long-term assets for attackers because they are always powered on and largely ignored by users. Technical analysis of the malware shows Kimwolf is far more than a traffic flooding network. While it is capable of launching massive distributed denial-of-service attacks, its primary function appears to be proxy abuse. More than 96% of observed commands were used to route traffic through infected devices, allowing criminals to hide their true location, bypass geographic restrictions, and evade blacklist enforcement. The malware also includes a full reverse shell, giving attackers command line control over each infected device. This enables them to deploy additional malware, run arbitrary commands, and manipulate files remotely. File transfer capabilities allow data to be uploaded, downloaded, or modified at will, effectively turning consumer devices into remote servers under criminal control. Researchers found that Kimwolf is closely related to the previously record-breaking Isuru botnet. Early versions of Kimwolf reused parts of Isuru's codebase, but Isuru's high visibility and detection rates appear to have forced the operators to redesign their tooling. Kimwolf now uses encryption and a technique known as ether hiding, which leverages blockchain infrastructure to conceal or dynamically retrieve command server locations. This makes takedown efforts significantly more difficult. Kimwolf operates around the clock across 222 countries. The largest concentrations of infected devices are in Brazil, India, the United States, Argentina, South Africa, the Philippines, Mexico, and China. Based on observed attacks and comparisons with earlier campaigns, researchers estimate the botnet is capable of generating attack traffic approaching 30 terabits per second, rivaling or exceeding the largest attacks ever recorded. Beyond its technical sophistication, Kimwolf's operators appear unusually hostile and provocative. During retaliation attempts against researchers, the botnet launched attacks containing offensive messages, racial slurs, political taunts, and repeated mockery of cybersecurity journalist Brian Krebs. Multiple samples contain references to him, and even one of the seized domains included his name, suggesting a fixation rather than coincidence. When researchers disrupted part of the command infrastructure, internet service providers and other third parties followed with coordinated interventions. This forced the attackers to rapidly rebuild, causing active bot counts to temporarily drop to around 200,000 devices. Within days, however, the operators rebuilt again and publicly boasted about having hundreds of servers ready to continue. Researchers warn that Kimwolf demonstrates how insecure consumer hardware has become a foundational threat to the internet. They urge manufacturers to strengthen security across the Android television supply chain and advise users to avoid uncertified devices, change default credentials, apply firmware updates, and never install software from unknown sources. And now a word from our sponsor. Get a 70 terabytes iSCSI and Fiber Channel SAN storage appliance for $9,995. Contact sales at stonefly.com to schedule a demo. Subscribe for more cybersecurity news. Thank you for watching.